Oh man, we are back. Okay, so here's the deal. I've been playing a couple games off camera. I made a very slight adjustment to the team with Farigiraf. I made it so that it's Terra Water, and I made it so that it's also a point slower than min speed Smeargle. There's been kind of a rise of Smeargle recently that are carrying the move Decorate, mostly because it did pretty well at Japanese Nationals. I think it got like 3rd place. And then what people are now doing is they're taking Smeargle, making it a point slower than their Cali Ice. So in Trick Room, the Smeargle decorates first onto the Cali Ice, giving it like +2 attack. And my team was kind of struggling against that. So I made a very slight adjustment with Farigiraf where I just made its EVs a little bit different as far as the speed stats are concerned. And then I just made it Terra Water because I haven't really used Terra Dark. I think I used it like once so far. So yeah. The other thing is also when playing off camera. Oops, sorry, I just dropped some on my desk. When playing off camera, I also got 8 disconnects. So my record should be a lot better than what it is right now. It still is a good record, not bad, but yeah, those disconnects really hurt me because I was sitting around rank 5 and then I dropped down to rank 180. And the thing is, for those of you that have ever been like very high ladder, the climb is exceedingly difficult because you can go and like win multiple games in a row when you're like rank, let's say 10, and maybe only gain like 2 spots. And, you know, if you lose a game, then you'll drop from like rank 10 to like rank 30. So it's just kind of brutal. My opponent is running this team. This looks like a very hyper offense team. Okay. Miraidon and Whimsicott are going to be pretty big. Farigiraf is solid. Just because it does get the defense boost, and there are 4 physical attackers on my opponent's team, and then the Terra Water would also be useful. And then I kind of like Zama, although would Volcarona be better? I think that's a question that should be asked. As tempting as it is to bring Zama, like I'm competing with Chi-Yu, Koraidon, their own Zama, and their own Iron Hands. I think actually Volcarona might be a little bit better here. Yeah, it just offers me less weaknesses, although we're going to have to lean very heavily into Miraidon in order to beat the Chi-Yu, if that's what my opponent decides I'm bringing. One of the things that my team does struggle against is definitely Koraidon. I've noticed that has caused the team a little bit of issues. My team has a good matchup into most other things. Like, I'm good into Zama, Kali Shadow. I'm good into Miraidon, Lunala. I'm solid into, like, Kyogre teams. But, yeah, this is definitely a little bit difficult. My opponent literally just leads Chien-Pao and the Chi-Yu. I'm thinking that we could just immediately just, like, Terra Electric and then Tailwind, and then we could hard switch in Farigiraf next turn, stopping an opponent from just going for something like an ice, or not an ice spinner, like a sucker punch. Ice spinner definitely won't kill either of my Pokemon here. We're just going to immediately Tailwind. There's nothing that could really switch in on this Electro Drift unless it's the Iron Hands, but we have the tools in the back necessary to beat it. So even if they do switch in, then it will be okay, because then the next turn I could just Volt Switch out and hard switch in for Farigiraf or Whimsicott. I just want to get rid of this Chi-Yu as quickly as possible because that is one of the things that is threatening my Volcarona in the back and also the Farigiraf, and I want to kind of free those things up so they have a little bit of a better time. Electro Drift should definitely one-shot this Chi-Yu here. Chances are it's a Scarf set. Most of them are, and then I'm pretty sure that this Chien-Pao is definitely going to be carrying Life Orb. I'm assuming there's going to be an Ice Spinner probably out into the Miraidon. Or an Icicle Crash. Okay, so they don't even have Ice Spinner. Probably because they have the Iron Hands and they want to enable it and not get rid of the terrain. So that makes sense. Let's just see what my opponent brings in. If they bring in... They probably won't bring in Koraidon. Well, actually, they could bring in Koraidon, although I don't think that would be the best move. Let's see. I think if they have Iron Hands, you should probably bring it in now. If you have Zamazenta, then that would also be, I think, a decent switch in. But if anything, I just hard switch out, Whims back into Farigiraf, Volt switch out, and then just readjust in this following turn. And then I would also be threatening Trick Room with Farigiraf in the following turns, which could be pretty devastating. But my opponent does bring in Koraidon. That is a little bit shocking to me. I thought they would actually just kind of leave it. Little do they know, I am not a spec set, so we're going to just hard switch in for Farigiraf. I guarantee that there's probably a Sucker Punch coming out. They might very well protect. Yeah, I think if anything, you still want to Terra type with the Koraidon here, just because you don't want Whimsicott potentially just throwing a Moonblast in that direction. So we're just going to hard switch out here into Farigiraf, and then if they protect here with the Koraidon, which I'm assuming is that's probably what you should do, then we could just Helping Hand this next turn and then still click Draco and then be just fine. They could switch in their own Zamazenta, but they're not going to, so they're just going to let Koraidon go down. I thought they would Terra type or just protect, but I am A-okay with this decision. I'm assuming they didn't Sucker Punch. Yeah, they just went for another Ice Cold Crash, which I'm totally cool with, but the damage is done. They lost the main threat to my team, and now I could just kind of freely bring in Volcarona and start spreading around Will-O-Wisp, which is quite nifty. Yeah, is there anything I should... Yeah, I think bringing in Volcarona is just fine. We could take advantage of these Sun turns, which is really good. We could kind of break Sash on the opposing Chen Hao. And my opponent does bring in Zamazenta. Okay. How many more turns of Tailwind left? I think there's 2. Yeah, there's 2. So the following turn I will Trick Room, just because I do want to just maintain speed control in this game. Because if my opponent gets crits, then I could actually still lose. So yeah. Well, we're going to just Will-O-Wisp here, be able to burn the Zama. I have yet to see a Terrafire Zamazenta since even Regulation G, so I think we're going to be okay here. But yeah, feeling just fine. Feeling just good. Alright, just giving my opponent a sec. Okay, so I'm assuming they're Terra typing the Zamazenta. There was like a long pause there. I did not know what to I did not know what to fill that empty space with. Oh, it's Terra fighting. Oh wow, that's really sick. I've not seen that one before. That's actually a really cool tech because now you boost the power of Body Press by a good amount and you shed the fire weakness. And we missed Will-O-Wisp. Oh no. Oh, Neptune. Okay, I'm not liking the look of this one. And they also have Crunch too, which is also kind of not great. With that being said, we could still just click Fiery Dance this turn and just Trick Room. We still have the ability to threaten Rage Powders away and then just kind of bring in Miraidon, so we still should be able to win this one. But yeah, oh man. That's one of the downsides of Will-O-Wisp, is that although I think it's more consistent than Intimidate, because now you have items like Clear Amulet to kind of just like negate it, definitely you could put yourself in a bad spot if you're if you're not careful. Yeah, so we're going to also be able to get a special attack boost, which is even better for us. So yeah, and my opponent's going to Body Press. I'm assuming this into Farigiraf. Yeah, we probably are not going to live that one, which we don't. That's totally fine. We still can now just threaten Tailwind for this following turn, and I still think we have Sash intact on the Whimsicott. Yes, we do. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, so I think here we just keep clicking Fiery Dance. Oop. Yeah, just keep clicking Fiery Dance, and actually, you know what? We don't even need a Tailwind just yet this turn. We could just Moonblast. Even if they get a crit on Volcarona, that will not be able to kill. We're almost max defense and we're max HP. So yeah, they're going to just click the Hemoth Dash here. Totally fine with that. We're now at 1, and then we should just be able to clean it up in the following turns. It literally didn't matter whatever moves I clicked for this endgame, just because we're so far ahead right now. So yeah. And we barely missed out on the KO. Alright. Yeah, so we should be able to win this one. Pretty nice. We also have Endeavor. Yeah, so I would say that was a pretty clean game. The Koraidon could have gotten a little messy if they Terra typed there, but I still think we would have been able just to control the game. I'm pretty glad that I didn't bring Zamazenta there. It just did not look good into that matchup. So yeah. Let's see where our rank is right now. Yep, this is what I'm talking about. We we win a game and we only gain 3 spots. So yeah, with that being said, before I do the song of the day, just wanted to give you guys an FYI. I'm going to be gone for probably the next week or so. I'm going to be on vacation in Nashville. I'm going down with some friends. One of my friends is turning 30, so that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to be going down to Nashville, so you probably won't see a video for the next, like, 5 to 7 days about, just because I'm going to be down there. I might try to pre-record some stuff just so there's maybe some extra stuff out. So maybe you will see a video in the 5 and 7 days. It kind of depends, just because I got to get some like stuff done with like packing and all that, like sorted out before I go. So yeah. Also for the song of the day, so I'm going to be going with Rooster by Alice in Chains. I don't know if I've done that song in the past before, so if I have, I apologize. I was listening to it in the car yesterday when I was driving to one of my friend's house, and the song came out. I was like, man, this song is great. I've really liked it for many years. Alice in Chains is a really good band. They also have Man in the Box, which is another good one, and then there's another one that I'm just forgetting right now in this moment. I think it's Check My Brain. That's another good one by them. So you guys got 3 different songs from them today. I guess not one. But yeah, I'm going to try to record some stuff, see if I can get it out. But if there's nothing out in the next few days, just know that I'm on vacation, probably, you know, enjoying myself and maybe sipping a cold beer on like a beach. Well, not a beach because we're in Nashville. Sipping a cold beer near a pool. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, hopefully you all take care, and I will see you all next time.